This particular video emphasizes on the use of fertilizers and crop residues in oil palm agronomy. Farmers in West Africa seldom use fertilizers, resulting in lower yields. This particular video focuses on why oil palm farmers should use fertilizers, how and when they have to apply fertilizers to increase their yields.
Use of fertilizers and crop residues. Fertilizers are the largest variable cost item in oil palm production and can improve oil palm yields on the low nutrient status soils of West Africa. Most oil palm farmers in West Africa seldom apply fertilizers to their palms, partly because of limited knowledge of how to use them, their effect on oil palm production, and the cost and benefit of fertilizer use. Why are fertilizers required? Oil palms take up nutrients from the soil, but if nutrient stocks are poor, the palms are unable to satisfy their requirement for nutrient to support vegetative growth in leaves, trunk, and roots, and for meal flour and fruit bunch production. Oil palms require 5 main nutrients: nitrogen for vegetative growth and the production of leaves and trunk, phosphorus for root development and oil synthesis, potassium for maintaining plant water status and for carbohydrate production, magnesium for chlorophyll production, and boron to support pollination. There are 3 reasons why fertilizers are required in oil palm farms in West Africa. First, most soils used for oil palm production are low nutrient status. This means that the soils contain only very small amount of the nutrients essential for palm growth and production. Second, soil nutrient reserves have been depleted because the nutrients removed in fruit bunches have not been replenished by returning crop residues to the field and by applying mineral fertilizers. Third, oil palms respond to the addition of nutrients in the form of crop residues and mineral fertilizers by producing more and larger fruit bunches. All slash and burn farmers in West Africa know that they must follow the soil between periods of food crop production to allow the soil to recover before the next period of cropping. This is because they do not use mineral fertilizers to replenish nutrient reserves in the soil. Oil palm farms are different because crop production continues over a 25-year-long period between crop establishment and replanting. If nutrient stocks are not replenished, the soils are depleted due to so-called nutrient mining, and the productivity of the farm decreases over time. Fertilizer requirements for any particular farm depend on a number of factors such as assessment of yield potential, result of leaf and soil analysis, presence of leaf deficiency symptoms for nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, boron, and an assessment of the balance between nutrient removal in bunches and additions in the form of crop residues and fertilizer. Economics of fertilizer use. On average, about 4 kg of NPK fertilizer, example 10:10:30, is required yearly to achieve satisfactory yields. It's expected that 1 kg of fertilizer will produce an additional 10 kg of fruit bunches. Therefore, 1 bag or 50 kg of NPK 10:10:30 will produce an additional 500 kg or half a ton of fresh fruit. If fertilizers have not been applied in the past, there will be a time lag between the application of fertilizer and their full impact on bunch production. Fertilizers applied in the current year will likely result in larger bunches in the following year and more bunches per palm in the second year following fertilizer application. The full yield increase due to fertilizer application can only be expected in the 3rd and 4th year after fertilizer application, provided fertilizers are applied each year. However, higher yields will be produced each year. So oil palm farmers must apply fertilizer every year in order to build up and then sustain high yields. Tools, equipment and materials. Workers must be equipped with the following tools: calibrated cups that can be used to measure 1 kilogram fertilizer, wheelbarrow to transport fertilizer, sufficient bags of 10:10:30 fertilizer, hand gloves. The 4 right or 4 R's of fertilizer use. The 4 R's of fertilizer use emphasize the importance of applying the right fertilizer type in the right amount, in the right place, at the right time. Right type of fertilizer. We recommend that farmers apply compound fertilizer called 10:10:30 to matured palms. This type of fertilizer is readily available on the market in Ghana and contains 10% nitrogen, 10% phosphate, 30% potash. Right amount. We recommend applying 4 kg per palm per year of the compound fertilizer, 10:10:30. If the farmer has limited cash to buy fertilizer, he may start with 1 kg per palm per year and build up to the recommended rate of 4 kg per palm per year. It is very important that the farmer uses a calibrated cup to measure the correct amount of fertilizer for each palm. Right place. If we look under the front stack, we will find a large number of fine feeder roots that are active in nutrient uptake. In addition, the front mulch protects the fertilizers from losses due to surface wash and erosion. For this reason, we recommend spreading fertilizers over the box front stack. Fertilizers must be spread evenly and never in lumps or clumps. The farmer should wash his hands well after fertilizer application. Right time. Fertilizers should be applied in several split applications. If the farmer plans to apply 4 kg per palm per year, the fertilizers should be applied in 4 split applications, each of 1 kg per palm. The first application should be made at the start of the rainy season and the following 3 applications at 2-month intervals. Farmers should avoid applying fertilizers during very heavy rainfall because heavy rainfall washes away the fertilizers. Fertilizers should also not be applied during very dry periods. Management to maximize fertilizer response. In order to maximize the response to mineral fertilizers, it is important to make sure that the following activities have been completed. First, access to palms have been completed. That is, paths, circles, footbridges to provide the means for complete crop recovery. Second, pruning has been carried out so that old, unproductive fronds have been removed from the palm. Fronds contain large amounts of nutrients that replenish soil nutrient stocks when they are returned to the soil. Third, the farm is adequately drained. And fourth, competitive grass, weed, and shrubs have been controlled. Empty fertilizer sacks should be collected and counted to cross-check application rates. They should then be cleaned and reused for loose fruit collection. Empty fruit bunch application. Farmers can also replenish soil's organic matter and nutrient supply by recycling oil palm crop residues from the mill. Empty fruit bunches should be applied at 300 kg per palm or 4 full wheelbarrows per palm in a mattress. 1 empty fruit bunch deep, located between the palms within palm rows. It may be possible to ask the fruit transport operator to return from the mill with a load of empty fruit bunches. In conclusion, adequate application of mineral fertilizer is essential to optimize yield and profit and to sustain the productivity of the soil, the farmer's most important asset.